Yeah, so we're going over the energy levels. So fourth level का minus 13.6 by 16, roughly minus 0.85. Last वाला minus 13.6 by 25, close to 0.5. ठीक है, तो minus 0.5 एक rough idea रह सकता है, या तुम approximate करना सीख लो. But the point is then, so the reason thoda sa familiarity with at least the first 2-3 numbers would help, because if they say ki photon of energy 10.2 electron volts was emitted, you immediately understand what they're talking about. 10.2 is the gap between 13.6 and 3.4. Similarly, inke beech pe gap is roughly 1.9, and so on and so forth. So this at least first 2-3 numbers ke sath familiarity rahega to badhiya hoga. That said, now that I've just highlighted those gaps for your reference, you don't need to memorize them. It's just again just showing you what those gaps look like. Okay. Talking about the Lyman series, the Lyman series is the ones where a transition, the atom B excites, the electron jumps from a higher orbit to the first orbit. So when it ends on the first orbit, the series is called as Lyman. Okay, so your Lyman lines are so on and so forth. 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, so on and so forth. The energy of the Lyman series increases as the jump becomes bigger and bigger. And as the energy increases, wavelength decreases. Okay, so the wavelength, the max wavelength, kabhi aisa puchte, the max wavelength in the Lyman series, minimum wavelength in the Lyman series. The max wavelength will correspond to which jump? Lyman series का. Max wavelength will correspond to which jump? And minimum wavelength will correspond to which jump in the Lyman series? Yeah, very nice. The max wavelength will be from 2 to 1. The max wavelength, smallest energy, 2 to 1 Lyman series. Okay? And minimum wavelength, max energy, that will be from infinity to 1. Infinity to 1. Very nice. Right? ये हो गया Lyman series का. फिर अगला आता है Balmer. Balmer is the ones where the electron jumps from a higher orbit to the second orbit. All right. A Balmer series में, I think some of you pointed out yesterday, when you consider the max wavelength, again, max wavelength will correspond to the jump, max wavelength, minimum energy, 3 to 2, right? It ends on 2. Max wavelength, मतलब smallest energy jump, 3 to 2 वाला जो है वो, हाँ, उसका wavelength max होगा, ठीक है? And minimum wavelength will be the jump coming from infinity to 2. Infinity to 2. And most of the relevant lines, ठीक है? अब intensity wise, these we were just talking about the wavelengths. We are not talking about the intensity. So intensity wise, probability wise, the smaller lines are more probable. Like it's more probable that in a hydrogen atom, the atom excites till the third orbit, fourth orbit. Atoms exciting to the 17th orbit, 18th orbit, they're all very highly improbable, right? They're just theoretical ideas, but they're kind of improbable. So your most important lines are the starting ones. एक point के बाद, the number of photons being emitted for large jumps like 17 to 2, 20 to 2, photons emitted for those jumps will be almost, because of the low probability, there'll hardly be any photons emitted. And when there are hardly any photons emitted, the intensity will be very low to care about it. So most of the relevant Balmer lines are visible. Most of the relevant Balmer lines are in the visible region. So if somebody asks you Balmer lines किस region like, you will safely say visible. But as somebody pointed out yesterday, if the jump is very large, this does spill into the ultraviolet region. Okay, so for the largest jump, when I talk about lambda minimum lambda corresponds to maximum energy jump. Maximum energy jump कहाँ से कहाँ रहेगा? Infinity से 2. अच्छा, इन्फिनिटी से 2 के करस्पॉन्डिंग कितना वेवलेंथ निकलेगा? So towards the end of yesterday's class, we just calculated that. I'll just show you the calculation. So this is the shortcut we have over here, है ना? तो इस shortcut में Z1 है, so don't worry about Z. Z is 1, ठीक है? N2 को infinity तक tend करेंगे तो you know limits in maths. If N2 is tending to infinity, this guy disappears, he's useless. Once he disappears, N2 square and N2 square cancel out, and what are we left with? N1 square. Okay, we are left with N1 square. So we are trying to find the wavelength. We're trying to find the minimum wavelength in Balmer. Minimum wavelength was for the largest jump. Largest jump was from infinity to 2. अब infinity n2 डालने पे मतलब infinity n2 ही कट रहा है, ठीक है? The value is tending to 91 n1 square. N1 is what? 2. 2 square is what? 4. 91 times 4 is what? So it's close to 364, है ना? Close to 364. So this 364 nanometers is actually spilling into, it's spilling into the ultraviolet region, right? We normally say visible is from 400 to close to 700. Okay? Of course, it may give or take a few, so exact हो सकता है exact 400 पे भी ना हो, but 364, my guess is it would be in the ultraviolet region. So yes, we discussed and realized yesterday that the higher energy lines of the Balmer series could lie in the ultraviolet region. What I do know for a fact is the first 4 do not lie in the ultraviolet region. यहाँ पे मैंने ऐसे ही थोड़ा कलर डायग्राम में कलर लाने के लिए रैंडम से 4 कलर ड्रॉ किया है, बट थोड़ा दिमाग लगा रहा था कि यू नो ब्लू, ग्रीन, येलो, ऑरेंज, तो एनर्जी कम होते जा रहा है as we go for a smaller jump. But the basic actual colors are, the first line is visible red, so not orange. First line is visible red. The next line is visible blue. This is this 4 to 2. 4 to 2 is visible blue, and then the next 2 lines are visible violet. Different shades of visible violet. So at least the first 4 are visible. And my point is, we have already, first 4 mein we are already reaching the 5th orbit, right? So beyond that 6 and 7, and then it becomes quite improbable to even find a lot of photons coming from such a high orbit, and it becomes a little pointless to talk about them. Agar emit bhi ho raha hai to unka intensity काफी कम होगा. So you can say कि Balmer is predominantly, or you can say Balmer is visible. Okay? You can say that the Balmer series is corresponding to visible lines. In fact, most likely Balmer series would have been first discovered. The higher energy lines of Balmer can lie in the UV region, but most part, I mean, it's visible. For the relevant part, it's visible. उसके beyond आएगा Paschen. So the series ending on 3 is called as a Paschen series, and इसका energy अब और भी छोटा होते जा रहा है. इसका energy और भी छोटा होते जा रहा है. इसका max wavelength corresponds to this smallest jump from 4 to 3. Minimum wavelength corresponds to the largest jump from infinity to 3. Infinity to 3. Okay. Now, yeah, Yash, I'll add that in. Chalo, I'll add that in. I'll add that. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे एक point थोड़ा ध्यान रखो, which sometimes students miss because they draw their series like this. If you draw your lines randomly without if you don't draw it to scale in that sense, you may think कि Lyman series का smallest line is less energetic than Balmer series ka largest line, and that's not true. You may think incorrectly if you don't draw them to scale. Okay, what I have in a way drawn is, well, it's not to scale, but it in a way carries the idea. The gap between this is very large. The gap between this is greater than this. So 2 से 1 जो photon का energy निकलता है, that's more energetic than even infinity to 2. Get that in your head. Okay, 2 से 1 का jump is bigger than infinity to 2. फिर so on and so forth. 3 से 2 का jump is bigger than infinity to 3. मे बी वो मेरे डायग्राम में क्लियर नहीं है, but that's how it is. 3 से 2 का jump is bigger than infinity to 3. 3 से 2 is 1.9 electron volts. Infinity 3 should be 1.5 electron volts. ठीक है, and so on and so forth. So the idea is कि मतलब अच्छा यहाँ पे भी passion का smallest jump is still bigger than bracket का biggest jump. 4 से 3 is bigger than infinity to 4. So that's I've written that over here. The smallest transition in one series, example Lyman ka smallest transition, is still more energetic than the largest transition in the next series. So Lyman ka smallest transition is more energetic than Balmer ka largest transition. Lyman इसलिए पूरा ultraviolet है, then Balmer predominantly visible region में है, end में as we discussed थोड़ा ultraviolet होगा, still of lower energy than these guys. फिर बामर से कम, अब बामर का फर्स्ट लाइन विजिबल रेड था, इससे भी कम एनर्जी इज योर पैशन सीरीज, एंड योर पैशन सीरीज इज प्योरली इंफ्रारेड. ओके, योर पैशन सीरीज इज प्योरली इंफ्रारेड एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. पैशन सीरीज से भी कम है ब्रैकेट सीरीज एंडिंग ऑन द फोर्थ ऑर्बिट, दैट्स अगेन इंफ्रारेड. देन अगेन फिफ्थ सीरीज पे एंड जो होता है फंड, वो और भी कम एनर्जी का है, वो भी इंफ्रारेड होगा. Of lower and lower and lower energy, larger and larger wavelength, lower and lower energy. And again, FYI Humphreys is when it ends at the sixth orbit. So some of these names are just FYI. I mean, normally they'll not really test bracket, fund, Humphrey. They'll expect you to know Lyman, Balmer, passion. Okay? But FYI general knowledge ke liye, the names are Lyman, Balmer, passion, bracket, fund, Humphrey. Okay. One point I wanted to mention, n equal to 1 corresponds to the ground state. You guys know that. N equal to 2, when the electron is in the second orbit, that's called as the first excited state. N equal to 1 is ground, stable, most stable, lowest energy, most stable. This is first excited state, that's the second excited state, and so on. So third orbit, second excited state. Nth orbit, n minus 1th excited state. Okay, nth orbit, n minus 1th excited state. Okay, any doubts? Great. I'll even include the point one of you wanted me to mention. So, यहाँ पे हाँ, what was I mentioning about drawing it to scale? चलो वो भी एक और बार बता देता हूँ. मतलब ये पॉइंट थोड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट है क्योंकि एक्स-रेज में भी कई बार लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. That is a similar point. The point is, if you draw these lines to scale, they should look like this. Okay. In such a drawing, it's quite clear कि Lyman का smallest transition is bigger than Balmer का biggest transition. So Lyman का smallest is still more energetic than Balmer का biggest. तो Lyman एक अलग series है जिसका हर photon is of more energy than Balmer का series. Balmer का हर photon is of more energy than Passion का series. So they are all separate series. Lyman का energy यहाँ से यहाँ घटता है, उसके बाद Balmer का energy यहाँ से यहाँ घटता है, and so on and so forth. ठीक है? अब when people don't draw to scale, है ना? If just people randomly draw, हाँ, so if people just एक second ना, हाँ, Prithvi, I'm coming to that. Prithvi, I'm coming to that. Yes, the reason is the actual energy levels. So एक second ना, like some people ना, I'll just tell you one common mistake people make. They just draw these series as equally spaced lines. Now, when they draw this series and we ask them a simple question, which is more energetic, Balmer का first line या Lyman का smallest wavelength या बामर का बिगेस्ट वेवलेंथ, ठीक है। तो वो लोग क्या करेंगे, वो बोलेंगे अरे लाइमन का स्मॉलेस्ट वेवलेंथ तो बामर का बिगेस्ट वेवलेंथ से छोटा हो सकता है, तो बामर का बिगेस्ट वेवलेंथ इज मोर एनर्जेटिक देन लाइमन का स्मॉलेस्ट वेवलेंथ। ऐसा पीपल आंसर व्हेन दे डोंट ड्रॉ इट टू स्केल। ओके, you want you can draw it like this just to get remember the names, lyman kya hai, palmer kya hai, you want you can draw that, but energy difference ke liye please remember this is not how the lines actually look. This gap is technically 3 times this gap. This gap is 10.2, this gap is 3.4. Balmer ka smallest line is lyman ka smallest line is 3 times Balmer ka biggest line. Okay, so that is a problem that can arise if you don't draw it to scale. Okay, so please remember that the in a way the correct way to draw it is these gaps, starting wala gap बहुत बड़ा है, फिर अगला गैप छोटा है, फिर अगला गैप और भी छोटा है. That's how they actually look. I hope you got the idea of what I was trying to say. लाइमन सीरीज का छोटा सा सबसे छोटा फोटोन भी, मतलब सबसे लीस्ट एनर्जी वाला फोटोन भी पामर का मैक्स एनर्जी वाले फोटोन से ज्यादा एनर्जेटिक है. These series are distinct. Every Lyman photon is more energetic than every Balmer photon. Every Balmer photon is more energetic than every Paschen photon, and so on and so forth. Got it? समझा? एक also note the most prominent lines will be the first few in any series. The probability of an electron lying in in a in an orbit in a very high orbit is low. Therefore, photons corresponding to transitions from high orbits, this example दे रहा हूँ, 17, 20, etc. Photons corresponding to transitions from high orbits are few, and therefore intensity of these lines will be low, relatively low. Okay. So in a way, the most prominent, the most important ones are the first few. Okay. So on that note, you can say that Balmer is a visible series. Yeah, some lines do cross over to the ultraviolet side. First four at least are visible, and they are the more important ones. Okay, got it? Most of the things I guess you guys already knew. चलो अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. We'll solve some questions on these ideas and then we'll wrap up this chapter. थोड़े questions करेंगे. Do a simple one first. So what do you need 1 second for? You want me to show the previous page, or what? That's 8 seconds. हो गया तो बता दो जल्दी। यस पृथ्वी, यस मोस्ट प्रोबेबली। आई थिंक हाँ होगा ही, मेरे ट्रैक में होगा। वो मॉडर्न फिजिक्स, सो मॉडर्न फिजिक्स के बाद देयर आर सम टॉपिक्स व्हिच आर स्पेसिफिक टू मेंस, तो हम वो करेंगे मॉडर्न फिजिक्स के बाद, वो मेन स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक्स करेंगे। तो उसमें सेमीकंडक्टर्स आएगा एंड और थोड़े कुछ चैप्टर्स आएंगे। ठीक है, ऑलराइट। क्वेश्चन इज फाइंड द एनर्जी, यस शुभम, यस। Find the energy of a photon emitted for a transition corresponding to the second. There was a plus sign. Corresponding to the second line in Balmer series. Okay. Find the energy of a photon emitted for a transition corresponding to the second line in the Balmer series occurring in an He plus atom, He plus ion. Now, Balmer is technically for hydrogen. Balmer hydrogen के लिए है। तो यहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि emitted for a transition corresponding to the second line in Balmer series, मतलब similar to the second line Balmer series। तो मुझसे समझ लो क्या किसकी बात कर रहा हूँ, but occurring in an He plus ion। okay, so find that। simple, एक simple question है, and then this same photon excites a ground state hydrogen atom to which state? So this same photon excites a ground state hydrogen atom to which state? सिंपल है, चलो सब लोग से होना चाहिए। सानिध्या, आई थिंक योर आंसर इज करेक्ट। बाकी कर लो। was nice, that was quite fast actually. Good. If the others get it, please tell me, at least let me know कि हाँ I got the answer, so I get an idea of whether you're finding it easy or whether you're finding it difficult, whether I should wait more or not। तो आंसर आया तो एटलीस्ट प्लीज बता दो। तक एक ही का आया क्या? Is the question tougher than I imagined? Yes, Purna, yes. Uh, yes, शुभम सेकंड पार्ट का आंसर दे रहा है तो हाँ सही है। I think 3 answers have come in so far. Disha सही है. चलो एक और minute, 1 more minute. 4 answers have come in so far. I think it's easy. Normally questions are like this. Bohr's atomic model. थोड़ा और अगर कर सकते हैं कॉम्प्लिकेट तो ट्राई करेंगे, but typically this is how most of them are. No, sorry, it's not 5 by 9 into 13.6. So there is some misinterpretation of second line in Balmer. Just cross check that. 5 by 9 नहीं है. शुभम सही है. Yes, Prithvi, yes. वही second line था ना इसमें. By the way, needless to say, the lines are counted as small to big because infinity से कौन नीचे गिरेगा ना, infinity वाले को कौन first बोलेगा. So it's quite logical कि the lines are counted from smallest jump to biggest jump. Because who's going to count infinity to 2, infinity minus 1 to 2? So I think that's quite obvious. 3 to 2 is the first line in the Balmer series. 4 to 2 is the second line in the Balmer series. Okay. So let's. Then jinka aa raha hai, please continue solving. Just in the meanwhile, I'll discuss for those who didn't get it. Second line Balmer. Second line Balmer. Balmer ends at 2. First line of Balmer is 3 to 2. Second line of Balmer is 4 to 2. Okay, if you want to draw. If count carefully, but nail that. Okay, what are they talking about? Second line Balmer series 4 to 2. Now, Balmer actually hydrogen atom के लिए helium He plus का ये 4 to 2 को हम Balmer नहीं बोलेंगे. Balmer series, all these series are for the hydrogen atom only. But I can say कि transition corresponding to that, उसके जैसा ट्रांसिशन He प्लस में होगा तो उसका क्या एनर्जी होगा. तो इसके जैसा ट्रांसिशन ओके करस्पॉन्डिंग टू सेकंड लाइन ऑफ Balmer मतलब 4 to 2 वाला ट्रांसिशन अभी अगर He प्लस में हो रहा है तो उसके लिए कितना एनर्जी का फोटोन निकलेगा. सो द फॉर्मूला फॉर एनर्जी चेंज इज 13.6 इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट Z square. Actually the formula is minus 13.6 Z square by N square for any level. So energy difference के लिए हो जाएगा 13.6 Z square into difference of 1 upon N square. Okay? So you write it accordingly to make sure that the answer is positive. So 1 upon smaller n ka square minus 1 upon bigger n ka square will ensure that the answer is positive. Now Z, atomic number of helium is 2. N1 is 2, lower orbit is 2, and the bigger orbit is 4. So what is this giving me? 13.6, 2 square, 4 into 1 by 2 square, 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4 square, 1 by 16. ऊपर नीचे 4 अगर cancel करोगे, तो you'll get into 1 minus 1 by 4. 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. Okay? So 13.6 into 3 by 4 is 10.2 electron volts. Okay? Sounds a little familiar, and exactly what 10.2. So that's 10.2 electron volts. 3.4 into 3. अब 10.2 electron volts. अब आगे सवाल क्या है? This same photon excites a ground state H atom to which state? So if you're already familiar with this, you directly have an answer. You're already familiar with this, you directly know, अरे 13.6 के बाद 3.4 is the first excited state. तो minus 13.6 से minus 3.4 जाने के लिए 10.2 electron volt चाहिए. तो डेफिनेटली ग्राउंड स्टेट H atom ये ऑब्जॉर्व करके फर्स्ट एक्साइटेड स्टेट यानी कि n equal to 2 तक पहुंचेगा. बट इफ यू डोंट नो दैट, ठीक है, एंड इफ दिस इज अ नंबर अनफेमिलियर टू यू, क्या करोगे? तुम बोलोगे 10.2. I should make that point a little bigger. 10.2 is 13, same thing, energy gap. ठीक है, 10.2 is 13.6, 1 square, because अब hydrogen atom है, तो Z is 1 into 1 by 1 square minus 1 by n square. ठीक है, बस difference की बात कर रहा है. So don't worry about the signs. You ensure कि this is somehow positive. गलती से minus sign रह गया तो उसको हटा दो. छोटा नंबर डिनोमिनेटर में फर्स्ट टर्म में लिखोगे तो पॉजिटिव रहेगा दोनों साइड. अच्छा, तो 1 by 1 square, because we know it's starting from the first orbit, it's ending at the nth orbit. So that energy gap will be 13.6, 1 by 1 square minus 1 by n square. So 10.2 by 13.6, you've already done it over here. It is 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is 1 minus 1 by n square. 1 by n square is 1 by 4. And n is therefore 2. So even if you're not familiar with some of those common jumps, you will be, if you solve the HCV, you will do this 2 to 1 का jump so many times, वो 10.2 मन में बैठ ही जाएगा. ठीक है, but even if you're not familiar, you can still answer the question. तो ये आ जाएगा n equal to 2 तक पहुंच रहा है, मतलब फर्स्ट एक्साइटेड स्टेट तक पहुंच रहा है. बहुत सिंपल था ये, है ना. ऐसे क्वेश्चंस बहुत सारे हैं HCV में. Go through them, work on your speed. Yeah, that's ultimately this is a place where you can save time, so work on your speed. Okay, can I move on? Okay. So most of the questions are like this. Maybe we'll do one more question, because after the point, I think it's just quite, it's all stuff you've seen before. ये थोड़ा अच्छा question है. मैथ्स में प्लीज बताओ पीएनसी हो गया अब तक? हुआ है पीएनसी? नहीं हुआ है पीएनसी? क्या बोल रहे हो? अरे यार, सर स्टार्ट किया है. अच्छा, मल्टीप्लिकेशन रूल हुआ है? मल्टीप्लिकेशन रूल है ना. इफ आई हैव, हाँ वो हुआ है. ओके ग्रेट. एंड NC2 का वैल्यू पता है? NC2 ना, NC2 बाइनोमियल थ्योरम में बेसिक्स किया है ना. सो इफ आई हैव n balls, ठीक है, n particles, and if I have to choose 2 particles out of them, the number of ways of choosing 2 is NC2. okay? And multiplication rule क्या है? If I have 3 pathways to go to A, from there again I have 2 pathways, है ना. So total number of ways I can go from here to here will be 3 into 2, 6. ठीक है. So you have a basic idea of PNC. I'm surprised अब तक नहीं हुआ है, but can you try this? Okay, so this is, I mean, I can't imagine them complicating Bohr's atom. The only place where I see they can ask a little interesting, a few interesting questions would be using PNC. So the first 2 questions are going to involve PNC. Third and fourth are super easy. Just answer all 4. Electron in the hydrogen atom de-excites from its 6th orbit to the 2nd orbit. During this process, find the number of different ways the atom could de-excite. Think and answer. Okay, find the number of different ways the atom could de-excite from the 6th to the 2nd, specifically that. Second question, find the total number of distinct lines that could be seen in the emission spectrum. Total number of distinct lines that could be seen in the emission spectrum. क्या क्या line देखने का chance हो सकता है? Okay, total number of distinct lines. 3 and 4 are simple. Find the largest possible wavelength emitted. Find the smallest possible wavelength emitted. For 3 and 4, also name the series and whether the photon is in the series, Lyman, Balmer, etc., and whether the photon is in the यूवी, इंफ्रारेड और विजिबल रीजन। ठीक है, ये एक क्वेश्चन कर लो, इसके बाद we'll move on to x-rays. I think some people are getting bored of this. You've already done this before. तो ये करने के बाद we move on to x-rays. Aditya, that's not correct. Sonti, I think that's also not correct. एक second, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'll just be back. एक second. But चलो, I'm back. Sonti, I would say कि you were close. Shivank, your answer is correct. Purna, that's not correct. Harsh, your answer is for, I mean, किसका आंसर दे रहा है तो वो एक बार बता दे. And Aditya and Ahmed, just hold on. 6-2 ना. Yes, Aditya and Ahmed, your answers are correct. हाँ, हर्ष सही है, यश सही है. पृथ्वी, तेरा भी आंसर किसके लिए है? नंबर, बस नंबर सामने डाल दो, क्वेश्चन नंबर. हर्ष सही है. नहीं, नहीं, पृथ्वी, दैट्स नॉट करेक्ट. फर्स्ट का नहीं है वो आंसर. सोंटी सही है, वेरी नाइस. Sorry, 24 is again not an answer. 7 is not an answer. 5 is not an answer. Gaurav, that's correct, if it's for the first one. Just one more minute and I'll discuss the first two. You got 3 and 4 solved, then you can solve that. Six is again not an answer. Just a second, huh? 10 is correct. सही है, हर्ष. So I understood what you did. ठीक है, good. 10 is the answer for the second part. I'm just sharing my screen. The next page का answer check कर रहा हूँ. Okay. तो please सही है, very nice. तो discuss करें पहले दो discuss करें. So the first one is based on the simple idea of multiplication rule. All right. So I mean, how is multiplication rule valid? Like I said, ki multiplication rule is when you have when you are going from one point to another point, and you are stopping at intermediate points, and you have an option of um, different routes, right? You have an option of कैसे बताऊं? You have, like over here you have 3 choices to go from here to here. Even over here you have 2 choices to go from here to here. यहाँ से यहाँ जाने के लिए 3 ways, यहाँ से यहाँ जाने के लिए 2 ways. मतलब हर 3 वे के लिए और 2 वे है. So every 3 paths further have 2 paths to reach the final destination. That's why the total number of paths is 3 into 2. That's the basic idea of multiplication rule. अब इस question में क्या हो रहा है? All right. So for the first part, when they say number of different ways the atom could de-excite, so the point is, as the electron goes from the 5th orbit to the 2nd orbit, it's going to pass by the 4th, sorry, 5th nahi hoga. As the electron goes from the 6th orbit to the 2nd orbit, it's going to pass by orbits 5, 4 and 3. And at each orbit, it has a choice of whether or not it should stop there. So as it ultimately de-excites from 6 to 2, it has a choice. It may or may not stop at the 5th orbit. यानी कि there are 2 options for the 5th orbit as it passes by it. वहाँ पे रुक सकता है या नहीं रुक सकता है. It may or may not stop at the 4th orbit. तो वहाँ पे भी 2 option है. 4th पे रुक सकता है या नहीं रुक सकता है. And it may or may not stop at the 3rd orbit. वहां पे भी 2 ऑप्शन है. 3rd पे रुक सकता है या नहीं रुक सकता. 6th पे रुक स्टार्ट करना ही है, 2nd पे रुकना ही है. There's no other choice. But for 5, 4 and 3 there are choices. So by multiplication rule, the total number of ways it can go from the 6th to the 2nd orbit is 2 into 2 into 2. 2 ways with regards to the 5th orbit. Should it stop there? Should it not stop there? For each way, there are further 2 more ways as to whether it should stop at the 4th orbit or not. Then again, for each of these ways, there are further 2 more ways as to whether it should stop on the 3rd orbit or not. Right? So total number of paths possible, total number of options that it has is 2 into 2 into 2, a total of 8 ways. Did everyone understand the first one before I proceed? Or rather, is there anyone who didn't understand the first one? You want me to explain this again? Please ask. Direct multiplication rule से ये आएगा. आ गया सबको? Good. Nice. Good. You've understood the basic fundamentals of PNC. Okay, multiplication rule is one basic fundamental. The other idea is NC2, choosing some numbers of a larger set of numbers. Gaurav, I'll verify that. Okay, N2 minus N1 into N2 minus N1 plus 1 by half. हाँ, मतलब I understand. So what is that formula basically? And we'll see what that formula is. Okay. So some लोग बोल रहे कि sir, there is a formula we have learnt in chem, and the formula you guys are claiming is N2 minus N1 into n2 minus n1 plus 1 by 2. Okay, that's the formula you're claiming. We'll see why that is correct. Okay, why is that correct? So यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा है अब technically yes Yash, I think you're right. एक बार ये डिस्कस खत्म कर लेते हैं. तो technically अब there will be distinct lines. There could be a line for each possible transition. तो कितने lines हो सकते हैं, कितने transitions possible है, alright, कितने transition possible है. So for each transition there is a different transition corresponding to each pair of orbits between the sixth and the second. तो sixth orbit और second orbit के बीच में हर pair के लिए there is going to be a unique transition, because I said those lines are not equally spaced. 3 and 2 and 4 and 3 के बीच में equal energy gap नहीं है, हर energy gap अलग है. Every single energy gap is different. Every single energy gap is different. So therefore जितने तुम pairs of orbits उठा सकते हो 6 और 2 के बीच में, both included, जितने pairs of orbits उठा सकते हो, हर pair of orbit के लिए एक transition होगा, एक, because we are always going to go from the bigger number to the smaller number energy wise. तो हर pair के लिए एक transition होगा, right? तो कितने पहले तो कितने orbits है वो पहले ठीक से गिनना है, right? So I saw some of you counted 4c2, some of you counted 6c2. So you got the concept right, but you just made a mistake in counting. Simple. 2 say 6. If you're very confused, count using your fingers. 2 say 6. The total number of orbits will actually be 6 minus 2 plus 1. Total number of orbits will be 6 minus 2 plus 1. Count करो, 5 orbit होगा. 2 3 4 5 6. 5 orbit होगा. ठीक है? अच्छा, 5 lines है. 5 में से हर pair के लिए एक distinct line होगा. 5 में से कितने pairs उठा सकते हैं, कितने दो orbits उठा सकते हैं? 5c2. 5c2 pairs उठा सकते हैं. 5c2 is 5 into 4 by 2 is 10. यही तुम्हारा फॉर्मूला भी बता रहा है. सो ये जो तुमने आई थिंक जो तुम्हारे केमिस्ट्री सर ने तुम्हें सिखाया है, दैट इज बेसिकली n2 minus n1 plus 1 c2. You memorized it, but now you know the logic for it. That is actually n2 minus n1 plus 1 c2. n2 minus n1 plus 1 c2. And what is this n2 minus n1 plus 1? What is this weird thing? That is actually the number, if you count, that's actually the number of orbits involved between n1 and n2, including n1 and n2. Got it? ठीक है, तो वो ये जो फॉर्मूला तुमने याद किया, that's well and good. वो बताता क्यों है? सिंपल बेसिक टीएनसी से आता है. तो 6 से सेकंड 5 ऑर्बिट है, हर पेयर मतलब कितने पेयर्स है? 5c2 पेयर्स, 5 into 4 by 2, 5c2 पेयर्स. 10 पेयर्स है, हर पेयर के लिए एक अलग, हर पेयर के लिए एक यूनिक एनर्जी गैप है, हर पेयर के लिए डिस्टिंक्ट लाइन आएगा. सो यू हैव 10 डिस्टिंक्ट लाइन. गॉट इट? ऑल क्लियर? Okay. All right. Now, please just quickly, just take 2 more minutes. Solve the third and the fourth. Jaldi se, some have already solved. So let's not keep them waiting. Find the largest possible wavelength emitted. Find the smallest possible wavelength emitted in nanometers. Nikal do. And also name the series. Lyman, Balmer, so on and so forth. And name the series and name the range in which it lies. But is it ultraviolet, infrared, visible, etc. Yeah, Aditya, which formula are you referring to? एक बार 5c2 का बात कर रहे क्या? Is that what you're referring to? First, do you mind unmuting? थोड़ा clear नहीं है what you're asking. First वाला तू पूछ रहा है क्या? Q2 into 2 into 2 आया, वो पूछ रहा है? नहीं, yes sir, second वाला पूछ रहा है. अच्छा, 5c2 कहाँ से आया वो पूछ रहा है. यार, as you're learning TNC, no, if you have n objects, okay, if you have n objects and out of n objects, if you have to choose m, okay, if you have to choose m objects out of n objects, the formula is NCM. ये पता है या नहीं पता है वो बता दे। और NCM का फॉर्मूला होता है n फैक्टोरियल अपॉन m फैक्टोरियल अपॉन एंड फर्दर n माइनस m फैक्टोरियल, ऐसा होता है ना। तो ये अगर पता है तो फिर इस सिनारियो में मुझे दो चूज करना है। सो द फॉर्मूला विल बी NC2। एक तो 5 ऑर्बिट 5 ऑब्जेक्ट में से मुझे दो चूज करना है। सो द फॉर्मूला इज 5C2। And as you further do PNC, I mean, these will seem like very simple questions to you. I thought up the it would have been done. 5C2, अच्छा 2 क्यों? Because I am trying to, तो ये क्या है, हर पेयर ऑफ ऑर्बिट्स के लिए ना, हर पेयर के लिए एक यूनिक फोटोन निकलेगा। तो ऐसे कितने पेयर्स है? 6 से 5, 6 से 4, 6 से 3, 6 से 2, 5 से 4, 5 से 3, 5 से 2, 4 से 3, 4 से 2, 3 से 2, गिन के भी तुम 10 देख सकते हो। बट कितने पेयर्स है टू डू इट इन अ PNC वे, कितने पेयर्स है? तो फॉर ईच टू गेट द टोटल नंबर ऑफ पेयर्स out of the 5 orbits, I have to pick 2. Whenever I pick any 2 orbits, they form a pair amongst themselves and they'll have a unique photon that they'll emit for that transition. समझा? तो कितने पेयर्स है वो निकाल रहे हैं। तो पेयर्स कैसे निकालते हो? I mean, how many sets of 2 are there? तो 5 ऑर्बिट्स में से 2 उठाना है, तो 5C2, and 5C2 का वैल्यू I think you know, right? So it's 5 factorial by 2 factorial by 3 factorial. That comes out to be 10. 5 into 4 और 3 factorial कट जाएगा, तो 5 into 4 divided by 2, 10 आ जाएगा। जो तुम्हारे सर केम सर ने दिया था, that was actually this, मतलब वही है। Number of orbits C2, that's what he has done. It's number of orbits C2. Okay, so now you have a logic for that as well. No, N2 minus N1 plus 1 was number of orbits. Okay, third and fourth हो गया guys, done. Third and fourth. The largest possible wavelength and the smallest possible wavelength. Yash, very nice, superb. Does anyone else need time? Third का आंसर नहीं, सॉरी, इट्स नॉट बामर। हे यश, फोर्थ वाला चेक कर ले। फोर्थ वाला चेक कर ले। फोर्थ वाला चेक कर ले। हाँ, तो थर्ड वाला के largest wavelength, saw that out in your head, that corresponds to the smallest energy. Largest wavelength, smallest energy transition. Smallest energy transition. पहले तो it should obviously be from one orbit to the next, है ना? तो it cannot be a jump. ऐसा नहीं कि 6 से 4 या 6 से 3. Smallest energy transition should be from one orbit to the next. And I said the lines get closer and closer as you go up. So the smallest transition is 6 to 5. Out of 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, the smallest is 6 to 5. Okay, so the largest wavelength corresponds to the smallest energy transition. The smallest energy transition will be from the 6th orbit to the 5th orbit. Once you have that figured out, use this shortcut formula, 91.15 times क्या reciprocal of 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. तो हो जाएगा n1 square n2 square upon n2 square minus n1 square. तो 6 का स्क्वायर into 5 का स्क्वायर upon 6 का स्क्वायर minus 5 का स्क्वायर. 36 into 25 upon 36 minus 25. Okay, and you can solve that. 36 into 25 is not bad, right? 36 into 100 by 4, that's going to be 900. And 36 minus 25 is going to be 11. So वैसा division by 11 is not a big deal. पहले ये 9 से multiply कर लो, तो 9115 into 9 multiplication is not a big deal, carefully कर लो, 82035 आएगा जब मल्टीप्लाई करोगे, ठीक है। एंड उसके बाद उसको 11 से डिवाइड करो, doing that is also possible, long division 7457.73, तो ऐसा कुछ आता है, ठीक है। This is the largest possible wavelength that you see, and which range is this in? So everything above Balmer is infrared. If it ends on the third orbit, ends on the fourth orbit, fifth orbit, sixth orbit, all of that we'll call as infrared. This one is ending on the fifth orbit. So it's in the infrared region. It's a very small energy. It's smaller than the Balmer series. Okay, it's pretty small. So it's Passion onwards, all those series are in the infrared region. So इतना large wavelength है, 700 नैनोमीटर के ऊपर है, तो ये infrared region इसको बोलेंगे. And the name of the series ये थोड़ा GK based है. I don't think they'll really उतना टेस्ट नहीं करेंगे, फंड वगैरह उतना टेस्ट नहीं करेंगे, बट फिर भी कैन काउंट लाइमन, बार्मर, बार्मर was 2, passion is 3, bracket is 4, fund is 5. So ending on the fifth orbit is comes under the fund series with a silent P. The fund series, infrared region. Okay, that's the largest wavelength emitted. Clear? Smallest wavelength emitted. The smallest wavelength corresponds to the largest energy transition. The largest gap 6 से 2 जाते वक्त obviously is 6 to 2. Right? सबसे बड़ा jump सीधा 6 से 2 पे आ जाओ. That's the biggest jump. रुको ही नहीं बीच में. So that's the largest energy transition. उसके corresponding smallest wavelength आएगा. This will be from 6th orbit to the 2nd orbit. Do the calculation. 91.15 into n2 square 36 into n1 square 4 upon n2 square minus n1 square. Okay, so I should maybe write that as 36 minus 34, 36 minus 4, which is 32. अच्छा, 32 और 36, 32 और 36 का रेशियो है 9/8 and 4/8 is 1/2. 9/8 and 4/8 is 1/2. This is 9/2. So it's 91.15 into 9/2. ठीक है, तो पहले 9 से मल्टीप्लाई कर लो. इनफैक्ट यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी कर लिया है, तुमने 900 से किया है, तो 9 से करोगे तो 820.35 आएगा, एंड डिवाइड बाय 2 तो 410.175 नैनोमीटर्स आएगा. ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन अप्रोक्सीमेट, बट द पॉइंट इज दिस इज डेफिनेटली 400 के ऊपर है, ये विजिबल रीजन के अंदर आता है, एंड this ends on the second orbit, so this is part of your Balmer series. Okay, this is part of your Balmer series. Any doubts so far? In fact, this is the 4th line of your Balmer series. मैंने बताया था ये भी visible region में रहता है. This is visible violet. Any doubts? Done? Okay, so I'm sure you guys now basically know this chapter. थोड़ा practice के लिए you can attempt the HCE. There are a lot of questions. ठीक है? Do them. If you feel कि नहीं मुझे आता है, अच्छा I'll wait. हाँ, sorry. If you feel कि नहीं मुझे आता है, I don't need to do that. इतना पूरा solve करने का जरूरत नहीं है, तो don't solve. ठीक है? To be honest, during my time, I never solved. I never solved. I never solved these chapters from the HCV. तो पूरा कभी solve नहीं किया क्योंकि concept बहुत clear था, exam में सवाल होता था. So I didn't spend that much time in this. I spent more time in organic, electromagnetism, mechanics, जहाँ पे effort लगेगा. So you can also make a similar call. I'm giving you the option of solving the HCV. If you feel you know more or less won't struggle with it, okay, then you can just move on and use your time wisely elsewhere. Okay, yes, I will briefly start. X-rays, or if you guys दो ऑप्शन है, या तो हम एक मिनट, I'll talk about एक मिनट. Abhinav, why did I dream for electrical engineering? I could have gotten CS as well. Acha, acha, I think you're referring to the newspaper article. I don't know. I just said, I just told the newspapers ki electrical chahiye. Um, in hindsight, having been in an IIT, I would say ki CS would have been a better choice. In fact, when I did fill the when I filled the consultation form also, I switched to CS. I switched to CS. मैंने CS को first preference डाला था बॉम्बे में, इलेक्ट को second preference डाला था और MEC को third. ये अलग बात है कि I neither got CS and elect that year. I missed elect with one rank, so that newspaper article became like a joke. But I mean, I have no regrets. MEC was also good. But हाँ, just to tell you guys, if you're unsure क्या लेना है, go for CS. There's a high probability you would like it. It's fun, it's logical, and it has the best scope. आज के world में it has the best scope. IIT बॉम्बे में CS थोड़ा मुश्किल है. अभी तो कट ऑफ गिरते जा रहा है. That shows like more and more people, smart people that too, are choosing CS. So हर IITs में कट ऑफ गिरते जा रहा है. But I would even always say कि even unless you plan to do an MBA or you're sure ki you want to keep your options open, if you do want to, if you're not, if you want to do an MBA and all, then go for one of the good IITs, because these IITs attract a lot of finance companies, consultancies, etc. But if you want to do something core related to the branch you're going to do, then I would say keep them CS ले लो. And if you're taking CS, it doesn't make a big difference if it's from an IIT. You can also try to take CS from a good NIT or BITS. जिधर से भी मिलेगा, it'll be worth it. Okay, so CS is definitely a good branch. Okay, so the way, if you want to do the field you're taking, go for college more than branch. If you have a specific field that you like, go for college. Aerospace वगैरह IIT बॉम्बे में मिलना easy है relatively. Okay? But if you want to keep your options open and you see yourself entering the corporate world later on, then go for a good IIT, then go for a good college. Okay? तुम बिल्कुल यार CS करके बाद में MBA वगैरह कर ही सकते हो. That's always there. बिल्कुल, that's always an option. CS करके वही CS करोगे तो you have endless opportunities. I mean, you really can do a lot. वो और कोई फील्ड करके उतने अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं रहेंगे. कॉर्पोरेट में हमेशा रहेगा. लाइक if you have any degree from IIT Bombay, you can more or less get a good placement in any corporate field. A lot of companies approach IITs, consultancies, finance companies, analytics companies, they all approach IITs because they are seeking good students, not just people who have knowledge. They'll train you in the field. So वो हमेशा ऑप्शन है. MBA तो कर ही सकते हो. IIMs वगैरह में entrance में, if you are from an IIT, it makes a big difference. It's easy to get a call to an IIM if you're from an IIT. So for those things, if you see yourself going down that path, then please try to choose your college. Okay? But if you're very clear कि यार मुझे ये branch चाहिए, then go for the branch. Branch चाहिए, if you love a branch and you work hard, it does not make a difference if you're from an IIT or if you're from any other college. Okay? Some of the NITs are good. NIT Trichy is quite good. Okay? BITS Pilani is good. So if you love a branch, you will excel. College is not going to limit you. You'll keep working hard. You'll do good internships. You will always excel if you love a branch. So if you love a branch, go for the branch. But if you're wanting to get into finance, go for a good IIT. Okay. Nothing is, I mean, top, how tough it is to get, it's on you. CS वगैरह ब्रांच चाहिए तो कोई ना कोई IIT NIT में मिलना उतना मुश्किल नहीं है, ठीक है। एंड ये सादती यू कैन आस्क, एरो एरो मिलना बहुत आसान है यार, एरो मिलना ज्यादा मुश्किल नहीं है। एरो टू गेट एरो इन IIT बॉम्बे BTech, I think, I mean I'll have to check, you can check the stats, but I think even up till 1500 2000 वगैरह ऑल इंडिया रैंक में भी मिल सकता है। And that's just IIT Bombay. If you want from other institutes, the cutoff can be even lower. Abhinav, good, that's good, that's you can go for that. Yeah. हाँ, मास्टर्स अगर यूएस में करना है, CS करके मास्टर्स यूएस में करना है, तो सीरियसली स्पीकिंग आजकल कोई भी कॉलेज का बच्चा मास्टर्स कर पाता है अब्रॉड। It's not just IITians who get to do masters abroad. Okay? So just what matters is which college you're in, which field you're in, you excel over there, you stand out. IIT mein, if you're last ranker, nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care about you. Rather, if you're one of the top rankers in an ordinary college or a slightly good college, you'll always have good opportunities. Okay. Is sound engineering, audio engineering a profitable field? Definitely. If you sound engineering, again, if you're good at it and you're ready to work hard, that can also be a profitable field. If you're passionate, सब कुछ profitable हो जाता है। Yeah. Okay, चलो तो we have 15 minutes. I think X-rays करने के जगह, let me just tell you one thing. You guys have attempted questions from the HCV. I have recorded discussions for these questions. So they are in front of you. Okay? 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 19, 20, 23, 24, 30, 33, 34. इन सब का डिस्कशन रिकॉर्ड किया है and I've shared it on the group. इसके अलावा क्या कुछ कोई डाउट है from photoelectric effect that you'd like to ask? X-rays is अच्छा, in the meanwhile somebody asked, sir, are the next two topics new? So X-rays is new and X-rays is small. I'm hoping I can finish it in one continuous lecture. Okay, so X-rays is small. छोटा सा ही concept है। And X-rays purely advanced के syllabus में है, mains के syllabus में नहीं है, और bits के syllabus में नहीं है। That's what I've checked. The other thing is the next chapter is nuclear physics and radioactivity. So radioactivity वो भी मतलब ज्यादा बड़ा नहीं है. It's in fact quite logical. It's like your first order reaction. Okay, so first order reaction, या decay of current in a CR circuit. Decay of current in a CR या CR या दूसरा क्या है, CR circuit है ना. तो decay of current in a CR circuit उसके जैसा है. Okay, उसके जैसा है. So हाँ, Aditya, I'll just come to that. So that part is going to be very easy. You're going to do it in chemistry as well. But trust me, I'll just show you how this is so similar to your first order reaction. कि you will not, हाँ, e raised to kt के type का है. First order reaction के तरह है. E raised to minus kt, so it exponentially decays. That is radioactivity. So that part is super simple. The other part, which is a little interesting, is your nuclear reactions in that same chapter. So that will be brand new. So उसमें alpha decay, beta decay, gamma decay, वो part will be brand new. So modern physics should not take, I think, और 3-4 लेक्चर में हो जाएगा. उसके बाद हम शायद एरर्स करेंगे और फिर मेंस टॉपिक स्टार्ट करेंगे. Some of the main topics are purely theoretical. तो अगेन उसमें कुछ नोट्स ज्यादा मुझे ही लिख के तुम्हें देना पड़ेगा और हम we'll go through those notes, but some are a little conceptual, like semiconductors, which I think I myself will have to revise. हाँ. Yeah, I'll name the mains topics just to give you an idea. So the mains exclusive topics will be one is semiconductors. The next one is EM waves. Okay, I like this one. EM waves. The next one is और क्या है? Communication systems. ये purely theoretical है. It's purely theoretical. Communication systems. फिर एक है permanent magnets, which I'll have to wait and see uh, if your other track wala teacher, if he teaches you this, then well and good. Um, if he teaches magnetism के वक्त ही permanent magnets अगर वो सिखा देगा, है ना, तो बढ़िया है. ट्रांसफॉर्मर भी अगर EMI के वक्त पढ़ा देगा तो दैट्स गुड. अगर वो नहीं पढ़ाता है, सेइंग कि ये एडवांस के सिलेबस में नहीं है, देन आई वुड हैव टू टीच दिस. सो हाँ, these are small topics. Communication systems भी छोटा है, 1-2 lectures long, मतलब उतना भी नहीं, but हाँ, like हो जाएगा. This notes है. I'll have to take some time and write out the notes and share it with you. To go over the notes, it should not take more than one lecture. ये conceptual है, easy है. This should also not take a lot of time. 1-2 lectures में हो जाएगा. This is थोड़ा big. That's something I myself will have to revise. और क्या है purely mains में? हाँ, there is that forced oscillation which is done. ठीक है. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि teachers don't teach this during SHM, and so this is normally left, but ये हो गया है ना, थोड़ा हमने ऐसे उतना ही है जितना देखा था SHM के वक्त, उतना ही है. वर्नियर कैलिपर्स एंड स्क्रू गेज हम एरर्स के साथ साथ देखेंगे. So on that note, so that is not mains only. Okay, that's very well a part of your advanced syllabus. So errors, vernier caliper, screw gauge, ये करना पड़ेगा. ये तो एडवांस का पार्ट ही है. I will not call that as mains only. Mains में और क्या है? I think that sums it up. Yeah, this sums it up. इतना है. Most of them are small, should not take time. This is one बड़ा सा irritating chapter. कर लेंगे. So one doubt, okay, why are the equations in SHM and AC so similar? AC, you've reached AC? ये तो खुद से पढ़ रहा है. अच्छा, in school. You reached in school. तो हाँ, I mean, why are they similar? For the basic reason कि SHM में you have acceleration, यानी कि d square x by dt square is minus omega square x. Okay, and in AC you will have तो potential difference, थोड़ा मैं वो रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा, is L di by dt Q charge is C, the charge on a capacitor is CV. एक मिनट. अच्छा अच्छा, एक शिट भूल गया. Q is CV. di/dt, आई थिंक यहाँ पे इसको d स्क्वायर q by dt स्क्वायर के टर्म्स में कुछ लिख सकते हैं. I'll have to revise, but उसके कारण एक मिनट. And हाँ, तो I mean especially if so you can relate the potential difference across the inductor to the potential difference across the conductor. Like in an LC circuit, it's very clear if those two are in parallel, especially LC circuit में when the potential difference across LC circuit में एक जगह inductor होगा और एक जगह capacitor होगा. So potential difference across the inductor and that across the capacitor is the same. Okay, potential difference across the inductor and that across the capacitor is the same. तो जिसके कारण you can then say कि अच्छा Q is CV, तो C times this becomes Q. So again you have that kind of relation where d square Q by dt square can be written in terms of Q, and if you take into account the signs you will get that proper minus sign as well. When you talk about the energies, so Q behaves like X. Q behaves like X. Then the other similarity is current, yani ki dq by dt behaves as dx by dt. So current behaves as velocity. SHM में kinetic energy is half mv square. Aditi, I'll just complete it out. एक second. Hold on. SHM में half mv square. Sorry. SHM में half mv square जो kinetic energy है, that behaves as a v is current. So that behaves like the energy in the inductor. So there is that parallelism. X is like Q, V is like I, kinetic energy is like magnetic field ka energy. Half kx square, spring ka energy is like half Q square by C. Capacitor ka energy. The way these two keep changing into one another, similarly, these two keep changing into one another. There is that harmony going on. L is like mass, and 1 by C is like K. Okay, so that's why you have that parallelism. What makes that parallelism arise? एक और बार अच्छे से लिखना पड़ेगा. So if I call this as Q and minus Q, and I'm taking this as current I, okay, ठीक है. तो फिर यहाँ से यहाँ अब current इसमें I इस तरफ है, ठीक है. So let's call this potential difference VL. यहाँ से यहाँ potential difference VL. यहाँ से यहाँ potential difference, let's call that VC. I'll go the other way around. यहाँ से यहाँ, let's say the potential difference is VL. और यहाँ से यहाँ the potential difference is VC. Okay, so VC is Q by C. ठीक है, second plate का charge upon capacitance, and VL is minus L di by dt in the direction of my current. Okay, VL is minus L di by dt in the direction of the current, but VL is equal to VC. Parallel Kirchhoff's loop law से VL and VC are the same. यहाँ से यहाँ drop should be the same, और यहाँ rise should be the same. तो फिर ये इक्वेशन से हाँ, तो माइनस एल सी डी आई बाई डी टी को लिख रहा हूँ डी स्क्वायर क्यू बाई डी टी स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू क्यू. तो एंड माइनस एल सी को उधर लेके जाओ तो ये ऐसा दिखेगा, minus 1 by LC into Q. So that's why you have the similarity. Acceleration is minus omega square x. ये omega की तरह behave करता है. This behaves as omega. Okay, and AC is not exactly like this. So LC circuit is like a simple SHM. LCR circuit is like a damped SHM. LCR circuit is like a damped SHM. An AC circuit is actually like, what do you say? AC circuit is actually like a forced SHM, like a forced oscillation. And that's why you have a phenomenon of resonance. जब AC circuit का omega is equal to इसका natural omega, AC circuit बाहर से जो बैटरी है वो फोर्स कर रहा है, वो उसका ओमेगा जब ये ओमेगा के बराबर होगा, that's when you have resonance. यहाँ का ओमेगा natural omega is 1 by root LC. Okay, cool. Aditya, are you still there? हाँ, okay. तेरा यार, when a drop of water falls, it is not spherical, but after some time it tends to become spherical. Shit. कैसे आंसर करूँ यार ये? After some time it becomes spherical. This is a bounce. After some time it anyone has an answer for this? पूछ रहा है कि a drop that is falling initially is not spherical, but after some time it becomes spherical. The one thing I can visualize happening is after some time steady state में viscous force constant हो जाता है, एक टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी अटेन होता है, उसके पहले once I think once, कैसे बताओ यार, मतलब एक तो एक बार वेलोसिटी कांस्टेंट हो गया, एक बार ये फोर्स वेरी करना बंद किया, एक बार अब ये तो कांस्टेंट है ही. So once there are no more variations, then shouldn't the sphere take the shape that it has the least energy? So it's surface tension which will try to always make this spherical, right? In the beginning, rather, I think so why is it spherical? Maybe that's not a big question, but why was it not spherical earlier would have been is the bigger question, because it is supposed to be left to itself, it's supposed to be spherical. So my guess is like once it attains terminal velocity and there is a nice steady state, say एक बार terminal velocity attain हुआ तो this is no longer changing. So the boundaries are not, further experiencing any new force. All right. So it makes sense that in a way, this once there's no further change, the sphere will maintain a shape where its energy is the least. But when you drop it for the first time, as it is going down, यहाँ पे velocities बढ़ रहा है, so the force that the surface of the sphere is experiencing is not uniform, it is changing. So as it changes, I would say the surface also would keep, I'm just guessing, the surface also would, keep adjusting to this new force. And I just feel that once those forces become constant, then the surface can slowly release the tension. Right? Filal, work is being done on this surface. Right? Once that is further, now these surfaces are going to further do work on the rest of the sphere. So in a way, once that transmission is complete and there is no further change outside, okay. So even if this is just once the transmission, once steady state is achieved, if the shape would be more or less like this, okay. So this has large surface area. This will, given that further or कोई change in forces, external forces नहीं हो रहा है, this will now try to release this energy. This will try to now release this energy. So surface area will try to come back to a spherical shape. I hope that made sense. Not the best answer. You can always. Are you still here in the meeting? Are you still here? So एक बार गूगल में भी देखो क्या बोल रहा है. Is it close to what I was saying? But my guess is that, I mean, eventually once everything is steady, then the shape should be spherical because वहां पे least energy है. Okay. Hello. Okay, you heard that ना. ठीक है. चलो bye. Cool. Welcome. Bye bye. Next class X-rays करेंगे. You can attempt Bohr's atomic model or not. I mean, if you feel you are comfortable enough, ज़्यादा solve नहीं करना तो दो-तीन पीछे से दो-तीन tough questions कर लो and then move on. चलो bye bye.